Yes, people, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to this show. We're going to do a weekend preview, going to do a panel debate, and I've got some great guests with me, man. I cannot believe I've got this lit up panel. Mo is back in the building. What are you telling me, fam? You good?
I'm good. I'm good. How's everybody doing? Back-to-back days
Yeah.
with Lewis is not good for
Yes.
the health, but it's all right. It's not
Well,
good for the
listen, man,
health.
it's been,
It's
you
not
know
good for your
what?
health, but it's
It has
fine.
actually been. I don't even know the last time I've actually been on a panel with Lewis, man. It's been a long time. Lewis was a regular on him, man, and things just got so busy between both he and I, and it's just been mad. But it's great to have you back, man. How are you, Lou?
Yeah, it is great to be back. It's great to be back with you. Big up Roms, big up Mo. Last
Big
time
up.
we chatted, we were under the reign of one tyrant. Now we're under the reign of an even worse tyrant. I didn't think things would get worse, and
Yeah, man.
it's
Love it.
somehow got worse. We're in the exact same position that we were in this time last season. But people
It's
tell me there's
crazy, man.
progress. Hey, it's good to be back, though. I'm sure we'll break down everything, go through all the real reasons why we are where we are. But it is great to be back. Big up, bro.
Big up, man. You're always welcome. You know that. It's great speaking to you. You say it how it is. I always like listening to you on Chelsea analysis. It's funny. It's nice to hear people that say it how it is sometimes. Goonie is normally on this one. He couldn't make it today. He's out and about. It's
Big
his
up,
birthday
Goonie.
on Monday, bless him. Big up Goonie. It's his
Big
birthday
up,
on
Goonies.
Monday and he's gone away with his
Oh,
missus for a bit. So fair play to him. Rom's back in the house, man. We can't see you, but we can hear you. I know you've got problems, but we know what you look like, man.
Yeah.
You've been on enough channels. How are you, man?
Yeah, you see my ugly face enough. I'm good. Big up Mo, big up Liz, big up everyone in the comment. I can't see the comments today, but I'm sure they're going to be nice to me as ever. I'm
Yeah, but what
joking,
is
but yeah.
wrong? What is
Just
wrong? What is wrong? You can't see the comment.
so I'm having problems with my laptop at the moment, and when I have my camera on for some reason through my phone overheats and it starts making some weird noises. So yeah,
All
I have to
right.
just
oh yeah,
speak into
StreamYard
it.
kills batteries. Well,
Yeah,
from
Yeah.
that.
StreamYard
Yeah,
is a
yeah,
nightmare, man. Oh my god! Like literally every time I got it on my
crazy.
phone, it just says your phone is overheating, and I'm like, what do we do? Like, how do we stop this? Like, it's crazy, but apparently it happens quite a lot,
Exactly.
man. So yeah, maybe in a few years'
But
time
yeah,
we'll
just But yeah,
go on, Rom.
just here to speak ball, man. It's never too busy to speak about football. But yeah, ready to get into this one.
No, I love, man. Last time it only feels like a couple of weeks ago we were speaking about Arsenal, Liverpool in the FA Cup. Now we're speaking about them again in the league. It's crazy how time flies, man. What?
Exactly. Yeah.
But it's all good. Listen, I actually want to start before we get into the big one, Arsenal Liverpool. I want to start with Chelsea, man, because wow, Chelsea, Lewis. I mean, you say it how it is, bruv. And last time we were speaking about Potter, then it was Lampard. Now it's Pochettino. Stuff don't seem to be getting much better. I look at the players and I look at them by name and think they should be doing something, but they're not. I personally feel like Poch has always been a little bit overrated, but I didn't think he was like horrendously bad. But some of his decision making and his man management has been weird, man, like proper bizarre. And I don't think there's any defending some of it, mate. So, do you feel like there's like you're going to stick with him? I guess. Do you feel like there's any kind of way that you can see an improvement under this guy right now, or do you just want him out and start with someone else? Like, where you at, bro?
We may beat Wolves just because they're Wolves, and when we seem to do well against the more toothless teams. But after that, we've got Crystal Palace away, which again, bit toothless. You could handle them potentially. Elise is going to be a problem, of course. Oh, Elise, be chill. Well, kill me. We might get something from that game. Everything after that is long. Man City away. We have to face Liverpool again in an even bigger stadium with a serial loser in charge. It's probably going to tell the players to go and enjoy the final. It's not about winning, just enjoy the occasion. Like he said, when we went to Middlesbrough, and then lost to a team with 16 injuries, and then he blamed it on injuries. But typical. After that, we have, I think, Newcastle at home. Then we have you guys, if we get knocked out in the cup by Villa, which we probably are going to get knocked out. Then we play Burnley, and then we play Man United. Other than Burnley, I don't see us getting anything in that run. Oh yeah, we also have Brentford away in that run too. So I don't think things are going to get any better after the next few weeks. We could jam a result against Wolves, maybe one against Palace too, but the well's going to run dry after that. He should have already been sacked. He should have been sacked after Manchester United. But they've given him more and more time, the same way they gave Graham Potter more and more time. And I don't think they're going to pull the trigger until it's too late, and it's a disgrace. Because the briefing we got after this game was they're happy based off recent results. okay, you've either just baited that you've got no ball knowledge or you're not watching Chelsea. Because how can you watch those recent results and have optimism based off it? Fulham, we won off a penalty, 1-0, did nothing to really win the game. Crystal Palace, again, late penalty. Luton, we nearly bottled it. Middlesbrough away was the only good, at home was the only good performance. It's Middlesbrough away. Through to bottom of the table Rotherham 3 days before that. That to a 1-0 down to them in the first place was a disgrace. Newcastle, great. Trippier heads the ball down in his own box in the 94th minute and we jam away to penalties. We're going to pretend we deserve that. Sheffield United, cool. Pot shows a little bit of a tactical change in the second half and it helps us win the game. They're bottom of the table. Okay. That's beyond the bare minimum. At least you can show you have a little bit of brain cells bouncing between those ears. But again, you're not watching the way that we play. You've let him last through Manchester United, you let him last through Everton, through Wolves, through Middlesbrough, and now through this. Awful, awful performances in nearly every single game and awful game management from him in all of them. Individuals, yeah, like the finishing hasn't been good. Finishing hasn't been good. In spite of the fact that we have upgraded our attack, it's better than last season's. I will stand on that. Our midfield is better than last season's. I will stand on that too. But they're not being utilized the right way. We literally just went through a stream on my channel where we're analyzing frames where the midfielder's in possession. You have Enzo playing up top. He's literally further forward than Gallagher in some of them. You've got 4 players stuck on the right. And then the one thing we noticed as well, like we're playing tighter in defense with Thiago Silva because we have to make up for his lack of pace. And this idiot goes and he plays a high line at Anfield with Darwin Núñez. We're lucky it was just Darwin Núñez. That's the only reason why I didn't end up 7. But they're still keeping him in the job. So we're just stuck in this position and we're ruining another season.
Is this an ownership thing now, Mo, for you? Because, like, for me, right, I look at it and people are saying, I see a lot of Chelsea fans. To be fair to Lou, he's not really one of these, right? But there's a lot of, like, sorry, bro, Lou, your fan base are crazy, bro. Like, honestly,
I'm with you. I'm with you there.
Honestly, man,
We're
like,
turning into 2020 Arsenal in front of my eyes.
Yeah, facts, mate. Facts. Like our joke, our fan bases are joke at times. But I listen to some of these Chelsea fans and they're like, but what do you expect? Like, they're all young kids. But that's exactly what I'm saying. There was one arguing me on Twitter saying, this isn't Lampard, you know. That's my point. It ain't Lampard. So what are you expecting? You ain't got Drogba out there anymore, Hazards. You ain't got Lampards. And they've built you this is your model. And these young kids, and you've got this ownership, he's putting in charge Pochettino for way too long, Potter, Lampard, all these reckless decisions. For me, I think this ownership is completely reckless and it's mad. But Mo, I don't know where you sit with this.
Here's my view on Chelsea, to be honest. No, it's a very complicated situation because they cannot sack the guy now because of the cup final. But the guy should be sacked, not because of the bad football he plays, because if you're a Chelsea Football Club, it doesn't matter the circumstances. I will hold the same for my club. I'll say the same about Arsenal, Liverpool, all the big teams. If you consider yourself a big team, sitting 10th in the table after 22 games warrants a sack. Done. Over. No context. Nothing. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Nothing.
Facts.
Nothing. There's nothing here. Like, there's no. However, when I watch Chelsea the majority of the season, I see what he's trying to do. I have a different opinion than Lewis on this. I think the majority of the players that Chelsea have are overrated. When I mean overrated, I don't mean they are bad. I mean they can become good, but they aren't good now. That the club recruitment lacks experience. I actually don't like Thiago Silva. I'm just not one. Just from Paris Saint-Germain, I just don't like him. I actually
is that because of who you support though?
No, not because of Milan. Because he chose the easy route to go to PSG. Like this heritage, the legend Thiago Silva, he didn't do it at the top. Like he won 1 league title with Milan, fair enough. When Milan had a very good team with Ibrahimovic, Robinho, Pato, and all these guys. And then he went to Paris Saint-Germain. When he came to Chelsea, he's good. But forget Thiago Silva. To be honest with you, he's 39 years old. You shouldn't be playing for Chelsea Football Club at 39 years old. No matter how legend you are, if Chelsea get tomorrow Sergio Ramos, I will say the exact same thing.
I'd give a bit of credit to where he stayed because last season he deserved the spot. It's our player of the season by a mile. I
agree, Lewis.
I don't know why you're calling Thiago.
Lewis, that's the problem, Lewis. That's the problem. The last season he deserved the spot. You cannot tell me that Chelsea Football Club, 38 years old, is one of your best players. He was
But I genuinely
immobile.
think
He
there's
is
more
slow.
credit to him
He
because I
relies
rated
so
our
much on
defense last
reading of the
season.
game, Lewis. He
I rated
relies so much.
Fofana, I rated Badiashile.
I rate Badiashile.
Thiago
I don't
Silva
think
was still at
Koulibaly
that
was,
level. That's a credit to him. Not just in spite of the age. This
but they
season,
weren't
he's
great.
looking
They
his
weren't
age.
great. You
This
would think.
season, he looks his age, and I don't think he should be starting for us. I hear that.
Yes.
But
All
last
right.
season, no. Last season,
My
he
point
deserved
with Thiago Silva is something else as well. I don't think Thiago Silva is a leader. For some reason, I just don't see him as a leader. When I mean a leader, I mean Van Dijk. You know what I mean? As someone who can lead a line, can teach people. I don't see him that guy. Everyone played around him, didn't look great, right? It's not. Sometimes you can be a great defender, fantastic, but not a leader. And not because you're old. Raheem Sterling is 29 years old, won multiple Premier Leagues, and he isn't a leader. You being old doesn't mean you have leadership characters. Bruno Fernandes is one of the worst captains in the Premier League, and he's 30 years old, right? You being old, people just mistaken what I'm saying. You being old doesn't mean you are a leader. You can be as old as you can, but you aren't a leader, right? Leadership is completely different. They don't have leadership on the pitch. They have a bunch of young players that some of them are talented. But also, I think they're overrated. They are 10s. They shouldn't be 10s. But I think at this point, Chelsea can't sack Pochettino unless he loses the final. But you can't sack him now because you will do the same as what Spurs did with Mourinho. No matter how dire it was,
No, but
you
that's
have
different.
to give the. You have to give
Spurs
the.
sacked a serial winner before a cup final. We're sacking a serial loser. It's completely different.
Lewis, you have to give him the chance to play against Liverpool in the final.
Why do I have? He's just had the chance. He played him yesterday.
He
Look
played
what
him
happened.
yesterday at Anfield. This is crap. This is bullshit. What you say? You
Okay, so
really,
we go to
you
an
really
even
think
bigger-
that he should be sacked
with a
now?
guy that has shown that he can handle the big occasion in Pochettino.
Didn't
Come on,
he?
man.
Didn't he play a good game against Arsenal? Didn't he play a good game against Man
Yeah,
City?
then the
Didn't he play a good
substitutions
game
helped to
against
kill the
Liverpool?
match.
You're picking the one game when he got outplayed, right?
So
He got
you're
outplayed
picking a game
against
back
Man
in
United.
August.
Oh, come on. All right,
Picking a
yes,
game
I
in
gave you
August.
what you. I get what you're saying, bro. But you want to sack the manager now, and someone else comes and tries to win the time. Oh, Pochettino
Yes,
didn't win
someone
it.
I think is more
Oh
capable
my
of
God,
winning
you're
that
doing
game.
exactly
Yes.
what Daniel Levy did to Mourinho. You don't want to give him the
But
credit.
that is a serial winner. That's why it didn't make sense. They've never won shit. This is Tottenham sacking a serial winner. This is Chelsea sacking a loser. How is that so hard to understand, bro?
It is hard to understand for me. I don't. Listen, how many people do you think he should sack before the? I think just give him 3
I think
weeks.
he should be sacked right now. He should have been sacked after that. He should have been left at
Yeah,
Anfield.
but Mo, you just said he was it's a sackable offense because
Yeah, but that's why I started saying it's a very complicated situation. If they weren't in the cup final, he should have been sacked weeks ago. Weeks ago, when they were halfway through the
weeks ago too.
Listen, me and Lewis, I think we met on Northside channel, right? And you asked me that time, and I said, listen, you should sack him that time. And I said, you halfway through the season,
And you think
sitting
he's
10th
done enough since then to
No,
warrant
he's
the
not.
job?
No, he hasn't. However, I think it's unfair to the guy to sack him before the final.
Oh, boo-hoo, man. We're ruthless. Oh, it's unfair to him. Fuck him. What's he done to warrant keeping the job? It's unfair to him. Come on, man. Oh, cry me a river. Oh, it's unfair to him. What's he done to warrant even walking the team out for that final? Like you just said, we are 10th in February. Get him out.
Anyway,
Get someone else
you
in.
support Chelsea. I'm looking from outside. I see it different. In my opinion, he deserves at least to play the cup final. Then you fucking sack him after this. I don't give a fuck. I actually believe. Here's the thing. I actually believe, and I said that on my show earlier. I said yesterday. I think me and you said that yesterday. We were in the same show. I said actually, I think by March Chelsea will be 12th, not 10th. Chelsea will lose to Aston Villa. Will lose to Man City. I believe that is going to happen. But again, it's a very complicated situation. You are choosing.
Why do you think he deserves to stay then, Mo? If you think they're going to
just
go down
the
to
cup
12?
final, then just the cup final. It's as I told you.
He's 10th in February.
Exactly. See, you're not hearing what I'm saying. It's all about the cup final. Then it's not about his performances. And I believe that Pochettino.
Do you think he can win the cup final, Mo? Do you think he can win it?
Yes. Everyone can win. Anyone can win the cup final.
It's a one-off game, so I mean, he has.
It's a one-off game. Come on, people. It can be 0-0 and penalties.
Imagine if he wins that. Then what are you going to do, Lou? You're stuck.
exactly.
Look,
So
I'll
here
take-
is
here's the
here
thing.
is
It's a
what
trophy.
here is what
It's a
Lewis.
consolation goal of Europe. I still want him gone. I still want him gone.
I believe
We'll
that,
win the
and
Carabao
I'm
Cup,
not going to
I'll still
change what
say
I
Poch
said,
out.
Lewis.
You need
I'm
to
not
give
going
me
to.
more
I'm
than
not gonna,
that.
I actually see what he's trying to do. He makes mistakes, tons of mistakes, but I think I see a footprint. And I said it from the first day, like after like 2-3 weeks. I think Chelsea on the pitch look better than a team like Man United. You look better than a team. To be honest, you look better than a team like Newcastle, even though they have better players. That's when me and you disagree. You rate your players very highly. I don't. I look from outside.
Do you think we have a
I
10th place squad?
No, you aren't. See, you're not listening. No, that's all your comeback line every time. And we
No,
agree.
if you don't think
Lewis, we
we have a 10th place
agree.
squad, then you think we're underachieving because of the manager. If you believe the squad is better than 10th.
There are many aspects of it. The manager is part of it. The manager is part of it, but it's not only him.
No, the finishing hasn't been good. I did address that at the start too.
Okay, so let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. What do you like? And I know you can be objective, right? Without outside of the rent. What do you see good about Pochettino? Do you see? I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and you can answer this. Do you see a footprint, like a plan, a style of play, or no?
I see an aim of pressing, but it looks disjointed.
Yeah.
I see
getting somewhere.
what his idea is, but it doesn't work. Pushing Enzo further forward isn't good. Pushing the defenders tighter for Thiago Silva isn't working. Set piece.
But he doesn't play a high line every game, does he? Not every game you play.
Depending on the opposition.
Exactly. So he does change that a little bit, right? Weird. It was an idiotic thing to do from him.
If you ask me what good has Poch done?
The players are the same. They are just same. I think they're the same.
Know.
Yeah, okay. You have a style of play. I think you create a lot of chances. I actually think some of the players you have are crap. I believe Raheem Sterling is a shit player. He isn't as good. He's just a Pep system merchant. Mudryk is garbage.
He's inconsistent.
Mudryk is garbage. I believe Broya is what we have. I believe that Enzo Fernandez, I don't know what he's trying to do with him. I see the talent on the ball, off the ball, and I understand why Poch isn't putting him in a double pivot. My opinion, you might disagree with me. I believe that Enzo Fernandez has zero defensive attributes. Zilch, zero, big fat zero. He's too slow. He can't tackle. I don't think he defensively is physical. Only Caicedo can do the job. Enzo is very good on the ball. We saw that against Liverpool. He's the one who completed the majority of your passes. He's the one who distributed the balls. On the ball, he's good. Pochettino is worried about the defense. Your defensive guys, every single one of them make individual mistakes. Out of nowhere, you'll see someone just passing the ball wrong, missing a pass, not following the mark, right? Not following their guy. Each and every one of them, including Thiago Silva and including the goalkeeper. Every game. Chelsea defense, Badiashile. You remember Badiashile? I rated Badiashile. Too many individual mistakes. Too many of them. Including not following the guy, being lazy, not being in the right place, right? Missing a tackle, missing a clearance. Chilwell the same. Colwell even does the same, right? My problem is some of these players, Raheem Sterling. Why the fuck did Raheem Sterling trip on his ball while he's walking with the ball before passing to Nkunku, who was behind the midfield? Liverpool give you the perfect opportunity to play Nkunku one-on-one. Why did he fucking trip?
Individually, we were poor as well.
Absolutely, individually poor.
Absolutely,
that's the thing about it.
I said the same thing as well.
Combination.
But when the structure's not good, you're doomed to fail from the start. That's why I started with
in that game. Yes, in that game, yes.
Yeah, but we were talking about that game.
Yeah, no. But in Liverpool game, he completely was outplayed, and he made that idiotic. Listen, Arsenal did.
He didn't make any changes as well to help.
Arsenal did before. A lot of Jurgen Klopp sometimes approach the game wrong. Pep does this. I'm not saying Poch. I'm not going to sit here and tell you Pochettino is this and that, right? And I'm not going to tell you. I just say that Chelsea have a style of play. I believe the run of games, the coming run of games, if he wins against Wolves, Aston Villa, Crystal Palace, he's still going to lose against Spurs. He's still going to lose against Man City. But we don't know.
Thankfully.
It's at your ground. Oh, yeah. It's at your ground.
I know it's been moved because the cup final.
Okay. And then you have Liverpool in the cup final. And then you have Brentford, Newcastle, Arsenal, Burnley.
We might be Burnley.
You might be.
Luke,
Newcastle.
What do you want to happen now? Who do you want coming in?
Flick Lopetegui there right now. So I'm at that desperate point where I even take Mourinho as an interim. I just want Poch gone. That's it.
The guy and then get annoyed.
I just want the guy gone. Give me somebody with a cohesive system that works, decent game management. Give them till the end of the season. And then if they're not it, go and get someone else. Keep sacking till you find the right guy. Don't have to stick with what.
I love that. This is the Chelsea I watched back in the days. Fucking sack the guy.
Everyone wants the Roman era Chelsea back, but they don't want the Roman era mentality. All right, cool.
Yeah, that's a fair
Todd
point.
Bowley didn't do that, Lewis. Enzo, Caicedo, Badiashile, Malo Gusto, Modric, Broya, Jackson, Cole Palmer. This is not Roman era. This is kindergarten era.
Can stay the same. Even if you have
I believe you need 4 or 5
bring in a
signings.
bunch of youth players and then add experience on top. The difference is we're talking experience to get into Europe now because of this manager. When you should be talking about that to consolidate 4th. At the very least.
What do you think? Let me ask you both this, right? Let me ask you both this before we move on, right? From Chelsea. What do you think would be a really good season for Chelsea? And what manager do you think would be able to see come in and make that a success? I'll start with you. Lewis. I'll start with you.
I don't even know what's a success for us right now with how much of the season we've wasted. This is my problem with how long it's taken for us to sack Poch. Just keep giving up ground and giving up ground and giving up ground. If you got the right manager, maybe a Hansi Flick, because he's managed to do something with Bayern. Maybe if you could get Flick, Lopetegui, Mourinho are the 3 available right now. You could get one of the 3, and if they manage to get the team ticking, you could look to get into top 6, maybe even push for top 4 if that gets very inconsistent. I can't judge the inconsistencies of those races because you have to be inconsistent to be in that race. If you're consistent, you're looking at the title. You're not looking at top 4. That's why you always see teams dropping points, especially towards the run-in at the end of the season when they're going for both of those areas. So if you can get a good run of form, you can realistically look at all of those options.
Not 4th.
There might still be time for it. Maybe, I don't know. But if you could get in somebody that could get in a run of wins, at the bare minimum, you're in Europa League. And if that's the case, whatever, there's 2 routes into the Champions League next season. Fine.
Interesting, man. I'm going to ask you the same question, Mo, but I'm going to throw a little one in there with you as well, right?
You're 12 points behind them with 16 games left. I think that's too much. It's a 4-game drift. That's 4 games.
I think Europa is where you got to try and hit one, then try and get.
To be honest, 6.
On that, right, Mo? I'm going to ask you this, right? Because you say you'll keep Pochettino for the final. Would you keep Pochettino? Yes, Ron.
Sorry. Can I chime in quickly?
Sorry, man, you're having problems. I didn't know if you're having problems or not, man.
I was trying to speak, then I realized no one could hear me. Mo, I want to go back to a point you made about just keeping Poch for the final. I think you and Lewis are spot on. Anything can happen in the final. Anything. This is where emotions, form goes out the window. But with Poch's track record in semi-finals and finals, do you think that even makes sense?
I don't believe that. I don't look at it like this.
And
I never looked at football like this. I never looked at football with this black and white thing, Grams. Like his track record in the final. Listen, Thomas Tuchel played 2 finals against Liverpool, lost both by penalty, right? I'm not gonna sit here and you lost the final, you lost 2 finals. I'm not gonna do that, right? I'm gonna say
if you think though, Mo, just quick, right? Because Mourinho was actually linked with Man United again yesterday. But let's say Mourinho's the guy Lewis is talking about, right? He comes in. I'd give Mourinho a final over Poch any day of the week.
Yep.
You guys have watched Mourinho or not?
Bring him in the week before the final.
Yeah, listen,
you guys know
Mourinho and I wouldn't
how bad
want him, right?
Mourinho is now. The guy is
I get that.
people.
Give me a final.
I have
I'll put
worse.
Mourinho in it.
I have worse.
I actually think Chelsea. Listen, do you guys know who I said in the beginning of the season Chelsea should hire and people laughed at me?
Go on.
Antonio Conte for 1 year contract.
Makes sense.
I remember you saying that. Actually,
You remember that? Roms on
Yeah.
and people laughed at me. I said
Yeah.
with these kids,
That's fine.
with these kids and these some of them have egos. Some of the kids there. This owner needs someone who isn't gonna say a yes, which is fucking Antonio Conte. He's gonna expose the ownership. He is not gonna pat on the back of the players when they play bad, right? He's gonna be ruthless. and he's gonna make men out of them within 1 year. He might not win you the league, and you might not like his football, but Mourinho, when he has good players, when he has good talent, he delivers. He won the league, entered the second season. Chelsea won the league the first time, making superstars out sometimes of players that people said they are done. I actually believe Antonio Conte could have been the guy, but Todd Bowley is scared of big egos. I promise you this: an American owner like Todd Bowley will be scared of hiring someone like Mourinho because he will out them. Someone like Antonio Conte, they will out them. They will speak against them in the media. You publicly humiliate them.
That's another reason
You know
why I
what?
want
You know
them
what,
here.
Mo?
Bring.
You know what, Mo? You know what, Mo?
Bring.
Managers like your Contes, your Simeones. The club don't interview them; they interview the club. Like they have the bigger personality. So I think you're spot on. I don't think Bowley will be able to tell Conte what to do. And the minute Bowley's vision doesn't align with Conte's, he won't have the job. Because even if Bowley was to reach out to Conte, I don't think that Conte will even accept the job. Yeah, you can try, but I just don't think it would be a good fit.
He would have.
What if Chelsea went in for him?
Listen. So here is that what we have at the moment with Chelsea, and I know Dan wants to move on. We have a coach that worked before with players that they weren't superstars, made them very good players, reach a Champions League final, made them consistently in top 4. Right? This is Pochettino. So we have seen this before. But currently, in hindsight, now it's not working. I thought in the summer that Pochettino might be able to develop these guys. These guys aren't developing. He isn't getting the best out of them. That's true, as Lewis said. He isn't. So in hindsight, now I'm saying maybe a Conte would have been better. Someone like that would have been someone more harsh. Now seeing what is happening now, I just think that it's a very complicated situation just because of the cup final. But Dan presented a very good point. Sack the guy, get someone else that is better in cup finals. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
That's where I'm at, man.
Right now.
Maybe you're right. Yeah, I actually might change my mind now because of that point that you said. Because I never thought about it like I'm gonna sit here and raise my hand, and I never thought about it like this. Maybe get someone in a better one-off game.
That's what I think.
Because you know that's the exact same reason. I know obviously Tottenham and Chelsea, 2 different clubs, but that's the exact reason why Tottenham fans were fuming at Levy because they sacked Mourinho days before.
But you know why, Roms? You know why he sacked Mourinho, right? He sacked Mourinho for Mourinho not to win the final and out him. So he didn't want to give Mourinho any credit. He never wanted to give Mourinho a credit because Mourinho won in every club. The guy hated Mourinho, bro. He wanted Mourinho to be sacked. See, that's how much I believe that's the reason. Mourinho said it before. I won in every single club I went to, other than Spurs. And he deprived him from that.
That makes
sense. How could it not work though? Because we haven't shown that we're not willing to spend money. We've already just
Antonio Conte could have come in and got more experience, but Antonio Conte wants an experienced
100%.
player. You have a lot of money.
I hear
right.
it, but the one thing with us, everyone said Chelsea need experience, especially up top. I keep telling people the options were not there. Tony had a ban. They were not selling Osimhen. And who else was there on the market?
You reckon you could have went in for Vlahovic?
Yeah. Said he didn't want Vlahovic.
No, he could have worked with Lukaku.
Yeah. Lukaku didn't want to be here.
He was going to make him be here. He was going to make him wanting to be here.
He didn't want to be here.
He was going to make him there.
Lukaku did not want to be at Chelsea. If he did, I wouldn't have even minded bringing him back. We're desperate. I don't care. Bring Lukaku back for a year. It is what it is.
Would you have had Sesko, Lewis? I know you had an underwhelming season.
He was already going to Leipzig by that time, weren't he?
Actually,
From Salzburg. I think he
that's
already
from Salzburg. Yeah,
that could never.
So
has he ever played for Chelsea?
So people say
no. I'm saying to Lewis
as a signing.
As a signing. Yeah.
The option.
Listen, they could have signed Colomwani. They could have signed.
If Mourinho comes now, he could ask for experience, and we would go and get experience options. Well, I'd expect that. The options.
I don't think you have the money though. That's the problem. Did you see Sky Sports yesterday? You don't have the money. They are in big trouble with FFP
we have to
this
sell
year.
100 million by the end of the year. That's like 3 Cobham graduates. Lewis Hall's already going for 28 million. Lukaku could be going Saudi. That's just more scaremongering. We were in the same position.
You believe you will be able to renew
it was done. That's it. We'll be fine.
Because depending how Matson does as well, you could probably make that into a permanent deal as well.
Yeah. Left, right, and centre. Chalobah, another one. Broya, another one. There you
You'll
go. There's
make it
100
easy.
more.
You'll make that back easy, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
Listen,
there's
I want to
nothing
move.
worry about.
Yeah, man. I want to move, but I will say this: if Chelsea, in my opinion, Chelsea need to just go and get a win now manager, stop buying kids, and actually allow them to put some experience into what you've already got. Build from that with young kids with some experienced heads, man. Because Chelsea look a mess for me, man. It's just embarrassing, if I'm honest. That performance at Liverpool was actually shambolic, in my opinion. I just looked at it and thought, what are we even
Long may
seeing?
it continue. Long.
Yeah, like
may it
obviously, I'm gonna say that. Like, you know, I
Long
love Lewis,
may-
but he
Even
knows this
I'm
was
a
Arsenal.
neutral.
I hope AC Milan win Serie A. Old. Big up Ruben, big up Giroud, Tomori, my Chelsea boys.
Loftus Cheek, Giroud, Tomori. There's a few, isn't there?
Listen,
now?
I
So,
promise. I
round
promise
here.
people to be objective about the football that Chelsea play. But I told people on my channel, listen, you're never gonna come to my channel and see me agreeing with this youth buy kids and try to sell them for the highest bidder. And like, I'm not about that football. I'm not about that style.
Oh, yeah,
Spending that
typical
much
Logan
money and
podcast. I'm here for
outspending oppositions. I know you are. You're a Chelsea fan. It's very obvious. I
This
wish
is
I have your
That's
owner.
bread and
That's the
butter.
thing. That's the thing. People would ask me, why do you hate it? Like, I wish I have that owner.
Facts.
I wish my owner would spend that much money, bro. I'll be
Man.
winning the Champions League.
Have you guys finished paying off that debt you guys had the
No,
last 3 years?
no, we're about to be sold for like 2 pennies or something like that.
Oh. Hopefully it's a
Oh,
better owner
God.
this time.
mate, let's hope. Listen, let's move, man. Rom's massive game, obviously on Sunday, huge game,
Yeah.
probably the biggest game of the season in terms of what the title might mean. And that's where I want to start. This is a massively important game for both clubs, but for me, it's a must-win for Arsenal and not so much for Liverpool. If Arsenal don't win this game, do you think that's it for the title for us?
In my opinion, I think Arsenal aren't in the title race anyway. Yeah, you're going to look at points and say if Arsenal win this, they'll be in the mix. But I just have to keep going back to your firepower because I look at that first half against Forest. Yes, I'll give you your credit. It was a tough ground. It's not a ground that teams go to and win. We lost there. I think City drew there. I think Chelsea drew there last season. Arsenal, you lot lost there last season. So it's not an easy ground. So you got the win. But that first half for me just outlines why I don't think Arsenal will go all the way in the title race because, yes, you'll grind out results here and there, but I think there will be games where you don't break down teams. And that first half will be the second half as well. So, in my opinion, regardless of the result, even if you do beat, I don't think you will win. Obviously, we'll get into predictions later, but I can't see Arsenal going all the way. I just can't. And Arteta is still trying to find the formula in the midfield. Look, Smith-Rowe had a good game, but I just don't think Arteta rates him. He's tried and tested Fabio Vieira there, albeit he's injured. Havertz, we don't need to even go down that road of Havertz in that left centre midfield role. Partey now is apparently out for, there's many conspiracies, but he's apparently out for more weeks now. I just feel Arsenal kind of have that gap between second and third, and then I think they'll have a gap between third and fourth. But long term, I just don't think you have enough firepower. And this is the most confident I've felt going to Emirates in a long time. I believe we will get the job done on Sunday.
Do you think, Roms, just quickly before I come to the other two guys, if we do win, obviously it's 2 points behind you, but you still don't think Arsenal will be in the title race then? You just think Arsenal are just going to fall off whatever if they win, lose or draw on Sunday?
Is that to me or Liz somewhere?
Yeah, Roms. Sorry, I did say Roms. I don't know if you heard me.
Again, I also
the connection.
You're back. You're back.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go on,
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah, I also just for me as well, I also believe Champions League's gonna stifle you as well, honestly. And it's just for me, it's just your firepower. Everything else, I think Arsenal's fine. I think Timber should be back in a week as well.
Couple of weeks,
That should shore up things, give you a different variation. Because again, Zinchenko long term, I think offensively great. We already know what he is defend going forward, but I don't trust Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus to consistently score at high enough volume to take you to the title. You will win games. Don't get it twisted. City and Liverpool will lose games as well, but I can just see Arsenal dropping more points. So yeah, I just even believe with a win this Sunday, I can't see you lot going all the way. I think you will drop off around late March, early April. The last 4 or 5 games will just be us and City.
Interesting, man. Interesting. Mo, This one's a massive one for both clubs, Arsenal as well. The Thomas Partey injury, I do want to mention because this guy just needs to get in the bin now.
I
He's
really don't
done
care.
this.
I don't know why this is news.
Well, it's not. He's
I
always
really
injured.
don't know. Like I woke up this morning and I'm like, I'm doing the show and like everybody in the chat, breaking news. I'm like, why this is breaking news? Like what? Why? Listen, why
This is
this
the
breaking
norm.
No,
This is
Mo,
the norm.
it's the training
Like, I really
videos.
don't get it, bro. It's trolling. Like it's turning into Arsenal fans are trolling themselves. They think that Thomas Partey is the Messiah, but he isn't. As Roms explained.
Unfortunately, man,
That's
there's
true.
not. To be honest, I was going to bring it up as a topic, but it's not really a topic, man. He's injured again. Right, let's move.
All
Then
right,
we all
let's
know.
move on from
You know what I
it.
mean? I
You-
said it
How was
earlier on my
now since
channel. I
his
was
last
like,
game?
oh, mate, he's played 3 games this
He
whole
played
year.
the second
Most of
game.
them
The
were
last
right
game he
back.
played was the second game, wasn't it?
Yeah,
He played
right
Crystal
back.
Palace
He's playing right back.
and first game Forest or something.
That's
And
Yeah,
Crystal
crazy.
Forest
Palace.
and Palace. Yeah, and then he
That's
got
it.
That
injured.
is crazy.
That's what he
Yeah,
played.
it is-
And
it is
also
mad.
in the first game he played right back. That means Arteta long term is thinking that Declan Rice is molded to be my number 6. It's very obvious when you start the season and you play your main DM as a right back to enhance the midfield and invert. You are molding Declan Rice. We can go there or not. I actually think that if Arsenal draw this game, they're completely out of the title race. However, if Arsenal win this game, win it, I think they put themselves in a very good place. I don't like the football I see. I said last year I used to open TV and watch Arsenal and it used to be entertaining. I used to be entertained for about like 29 games. It used to be a good, very good football, direct, brilliant to watch. As a neutral, I used to watch Arsenal games and be entertained. This year, very freaking slow. Players take ages to make a decision. Players are scared. Just one play when Martinelli, I said that again. Martinelli would go and counter attack 3-on-3. He stopped the ball, win back, and the ball went all the way back to Raya. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is not the Arsenal that played last year. What is this?
Mo, do you know what they label it?
Why is that?
They label it control. I'm not buying
Controlled,
into this
yeah.
narrative.
It's
I'm not buying
control.
into
I am because it's instructions. That particular play proves that it's Arteta's instructions.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
But then
particular play, because I can see Martinelli going forward full force, then stopping, passing to Declan Rice to Saliba, went to Raya, and everybody gets in the right place. These are instructions, Roms. Because 3-on-3, you have half the field to run to, and you choose to turn back and control the ball. This
But
is
then, like you
instructions.
said, that's down to Arteta's stubbornness.
Yes,
then.
okay. He
That's
wanted
down
this
to-
for some reason. He wanted this. It's his choice.
Nobody
other-
gets why.
It's his choice. I actually believe Liverpool
Ain't
if they
working
draw
no more, is it?
Well, it's not until now. Okay, let's establish something then. It's not until now. You watch Arsenal, you are unconvinced. You're an Arsenal fan. Nobody's convinced. I'm not. It's not. But Manchester City, and you can say they have credit in the bank. Liverpool, for example, a lot of people said this football that you play isn't gonna work with McAllister. This full on do this, it's not gonna work until it is working now. I remember Liverpool fans 4 or 5 games ago, they were saying, "Oh my God, the forward line stopped scoring. What are we gonna do?" You remember that, Rom?
Yeah. Mo, they
remember
didn't score
that?
for about 2 months. Yeah.
You remember that? Oh my God, Klopp, you ruined it. It was what? Okay, I'm actually not gonna defend Arteta here, but I'm gonna say it's your choice. If you win against, you already won against Man City, controlled. If you win against Liverpool, you're literally 2 points behind when the two teams play each other at Anfield, right? So you are 3 points. You're going to be theoretically 3 points behind Manchester City and 2 points behind Liverpool, right? Simply that. You're back in it. Now it's in your hand. You do it controlled. You do it full on press. You do it 1 gear going, 5th gear. It's up to you. Because Arsenal team have good individuals. We agree that Saliba is good, Gabriel is good. We agree that Zinchenko is a good player. He might not be good defensively, but he's good for the way Arteta wants to play, isn't he? Look at last game. He is good for that. He chose to have a player like this. Martinelli is underperforming. You have Trossard. You don't have a good bench, but you have a good starting 11 that should be able to at least compete. You played against City. You hit toe-to-toe with them. I believe that this game, but just the caveat at the end then to end this, I actually don't believe you're going to win the game. Not because you are
Liverpool
bad.
or Arsenal.
Arsenal. I don't believe they will win the game. I believe this is going to be the end of the line because I believe Liverpool are too good now to lose to Arsenal, and that's the problem.
Listen, I can't disagree. I can't sit there and say that you're absolutely crazy for thinking that Liverpool beat Arsenal or not lose to Arsenal.
No, I don't think they will win. I think it's going to be a draw, to be honest.
Yeah, and I will come to predictions in a minute, and you'll see that I'm not too far away from where you're at. But where I'm going to say, Lewis, I'll come to you with this one. Liverpool have got enough attack in their team to always score goals. Arsenal are quite the opposite, mate. It seems that we're struggling, bruv, and definitely should have got a striker in by now. I look at 4 years and 8 transfer windows, and it's shocking that the only 3 attacking players that we've actually bought through the club is Willian, Trossard, and Jesus. Now, none of those are centre forwards, in my opinion, right? Okay, we've bought through Saka and Martinelli. People will throw that one back at me. But we've got Saka and Martinelli. Yeah, that's great. They're 2 young players who are 21 that shouldn't be carrying the team, but are, or trying to at least. So we still don't have a centre forward coming through. Oh, but we've kept Eddie, and Eddie scores some goals. Eddie's not good enough. Oh, we bought Kai Havertz. He's supposed to be a striker. He's 65 million, and the guy is awful. And you know how awful he is, right? So I do think there's a problem there. However, I think this right now is going to show, if we lose this game, we're going to be pointing the fingers at one guy, and it's going to be on Mikel Arteta, bruv. Because as much as people want to always say, oh, you want to, get the manager gone down, you're negative against him, you want him out, you've got agendas. Everything this season that people have questioned is to do with him. It's not whether the board have backed him or is the ownership really going in the right way and the manager's fighting against him. Are the players really working against the manager? They're falling out with him. It's the players. The manager has sorted has questioned the goalkeeping situation. The manager has left us short at the back. He sent out Tierney when we have got no left back. The manager has left no replacement yet again for Thomas Partey, and he has only brought in one midfielder in Declan Rice. He's brought in Kai Havertz and spent £65 million on him and didn't buy a striker. We still have no cover for Saliba and Saka. So going into this game, I'm sorry, Lou. Arteta's going to have to hold an L if we don't get through this game and we're out this title race. So there's my 2 questions to you, man. How much of the manager has to blame? And if we lose this game, is that it for our title race?
If you lose, yeah, definitely. I think you're like 8
8
or 9 points.
8 points, yeah.
8.
Yeah, I don't think you guys would pull that one back. Especially, I'd even be more worried about the West Ham game away after that in the next week. That could even be concerning too. But yeah, if you lose this one, I don't think you guys pull it back. Arteta, I think, already has to come for a lot of criticism unless he wins a trophy. Forget even winning this game. You have to win either the Premier League or the Champions League to justify the amount of money that you spent and the position we're also in right now and where they could potentially be at the end of the season. If it's not the Premier League title, you spent all that money and you haven't progressed. So there needs to be big questions on Arteta. I've been saying from the minute you guys even had interest in Havertz, like, you have to win a title or a Champions League or it looks crazy. It looks ridiculous. It's not working in midfield. He was never going to work up front anyway. Declan Rice, I mean, he's a good defensive midfielder. There is questions about him when it comes to passing forward and everything, but like, he is a good defensive midfielder and does the defensive attributes well. So I guess like it's kind of worth the money to a point because the performances are there and it's been there for about 9/10 of the season. But the fact that you spent this money and you haven't got to where you should be 2 years in a row, if we're talking about the ruthlessness of a team going for a title, should be a lot of questions on Arteta. If anything, that should be it. Should be going for someone who's a serial winner, someone who has won league titles before and knows what it takes to push you that extra step. Because all Arteta will be showing is that he doesn't know how to do that with you guys. Why stand by him? You don't have to stand by people. It's a business. You want to win trophies, you need to get people that are going to help you win trophies. It's as simple as that. So, yeah, I think it's enough questions for Arteta if you don't win anything this season. It's not big questions. I think it's just enough.
Lewis,
But that's what I sorry, Roms. I think actually I came to realization, Lewis, that actually the board and Arteta have completely different objectives and different directions than what the fans think the club should go to. I actually believe I actually believe that the board and the people that manage the club are in good agreement with Arteta. They hired a novice manager. They got young squad. They kicked out every experienced player. They're like, yeah, build us something. And if we win something along the way, we win. But we're happy where it is. Every press conference, the guy's saying we're a good, happy family. I don't see any manager saying that.
It's just the same thing
Do you
as
know what?
Wenger, innit? Because
Do
that
you-
would explain why they sacked Wenger and now they're happy
Bro,
with being in the
bro,
exact same place.
I promise you,
Yeah,
I
that makes
promise you,
sense.
Arsenal win or lose, Liverpool, you will see
Yeah, because as long as he's in top
Arteta
four,
renewing
that's
his
fine.
contract and they're shaking their hands, all of them together, the Cronkies, Edu and Arteta, and everyone is a big happy family. They
Yeah.
are happy with this project. They're happy with Bukayo Saka
I agree,
valued
Mo.
at 120 million. They are happy
Yeah.
with Saka being a youngster that worth nothing to Saka worth 120 million. They are happy with Odegaard now being rated at 80 million. Saliba being mentioned as one of the best defenders around the world. Well, it depends. Arsenal fans, do they put enough pressure on the board to sack this guy, who I don't know if he's going to win them something
No.
or not, and get a Simeone or get an or get a Klopp?
Mo,
You can try. You can get. I don't know who's a winner. Listen, I'm not a scout, right? I don't know who's the winner, who's gonna win the league against Pep Guardiola when Klopp leaves. I don't know, right? But at the same time, I am seeing this club, and I'm like, Arteta did his job. The club hired the guy to build the squad, and he did. He did. Otherwise,
Mo-
you wouldn't be sitting here then and saying, give me a new manager and he can win with 90% of this team with some
You made
addition.
your point, Mo.
onto that
It's
point,
as
though,
simple as that.
to add on to Mo's point,
Yeah,
the Arsenal
hear it.
fans that I speak to that still back Arteta, now they're now saying once we get that left centre midfield and that striker, then it will be our year. The excuses carry on. They're saying now the team's not complete yet. He needs that 9 and he needs that Xhaka replacement that can replicate that output. And it's like, cool, but then if he gets the 2 plays and you still don't win, what then? Like,
Exactly,
what
Rob.
more needs to happen? It's
But
crazy for me.
here's what I disagree. Okay, I actually came to realization. I'm not sure if this is crazy, and you guys answer me if this is crazy or not. I actually don't believe Arteta is the one who's signing anybody. I believe he asks for something, and they get him a player or something. I actually don't believe.
Nah, Arteta and Edu
Do you
together.
believe? Okay, so Dan, you know better than me. Do you believe
Havertz
Arteta
was
has
it.
power?
Havertz was all him, man.
Was power, so he has power in the club. But okay, forget Kai
100%.
Havertz is one player. Do you think he's the one who said let's sign Lokonga? He's the one who said let's sign Fabio Vieira. He's the one who said Kivior. Do you believe it's Arteta or the club has a scouting system?
No,
that
there's a
gets him
system that Arteta is a
Oh.
huge part of, as
Is
well
it-
as
is it-
Edu. So it's
Oh,
not
right.
Arteta says go get me, and it's not the other way around. Is Arteta says, so Arteta doesn't say go get me Havertz. There's obviously reasons as to why
Yeah.
others to get involved with it. For me, Edu and Richard Garlick are massively key in part of this. Richard Garlick's now just been promoted for the Fina Venkatesham is leaving in the summer. But for me, the recruitment has actually been really poor at Arsenal. And people
Very
make
poor.
out that it's been
Very poor,
fantastic. It's been
Mm.
poor, man. There's been really good signings. Don't get me wrong. I love Declan Rice. I love the Martin Odegaards of this world. But when I look at players like Lokonga and Nuntavage and Matt Turner and Matt Ryan and Runnison in goal and Willian and Cedric Murray, Tavage, I'm sitting there. I think, nah, this ain't been good, man. And then
But
you
that's
can
what I mean, because he
Vieira and
improved a
Havertz to
lot
that
of
as well.
players. But he improved. Listen, Dan, if I look at this guy Arteta, he improved. Gabriel used to be called the bozo. Do you remember that? Dan, you remember that? You remember
Yeah.
Gabriel?
I love him. I love Gabriel. But yeah, go on.
Now you do. You remember when people used to make fun of Gabriel every single game? Rivals fan. Nobody now. Most of the people want him at their club. Saliba. Even Ramsdale from relegated Bournemouth. Isn't it Bournemouth? He got him from Bournemouth? If
Yeah,
I'm not
Bournemouth.
mistaken?
It was Sheffield United and Bournemouth that he
Ah,
was
yeah.
at, yeah.
And he developed him to be at least in the England squad, isn't he? Saka, he developed his game, Arteta. Martinelli, he developed his game. Odegaard, I believe he developed his game. But he didn't work with the other guys. The other guys were completely off the table for him. We saw that. So I'm not sure how this club is run, because it doesn't make any sense that he can develop these guys and can develop the other completely.
You have
fell
made a
off.
good point. You have made a good point, which I will touch on before we quickly go on Liverpool before we close the show.
Go ahead.
And that is the Cronkies. And I've said this many, many times on this channel and on AFTV and other shows that I'm on. I'm all for giving Arteta at the end of this year to say what you're going to deliver me. And if Lewis is bang on. If you bring me a Champions League or a Premier League, hold my hands up. Wow, potentially I was wrong. I never thought this guy could deliver, and he just has. The other scenario is we go out to Porto, we come third, we've looked like we've regressed, and it's time to go. Now, if the Cronkies say, you ain't going anywhere, mate, there's another 250 million, I'm coming for them, because I'm going to ask the question, why? What has he actually done to be rewarded another massive kitty to go another season? Go get that striker. Go get that left winger. We'll be all right. We get that left 8. Go get that striker. We'll be absolutely fine. And then, like Roms rightly says, we get to another season where City win a league, and another season where we throw trophies in the bin domestically, and another season where we can't beat Real Madrid in the Champions League. And we go, what? Maybe we'll give him another £300 million. Wait till he gets a proper goalkeeper. Wait till he gets a 7th left back. Wait till he gets a 12th centre forward. I don't want any of this. For me, like Lewis is at with Poch, this season I'll be at with Arteta if we don't deliver. And if we get to a Champions League final and we give Man City and Liverpool run for their money to the last day of the season, there's context as to why you might think, do you know what? Maybe he's getting there.
Thank you.
For me, if we go out to Porto and we come third, see you, mate. It's not Arteta FC. You know what I'm saying? This is Arsenal FC, not Wigan. You know what I'm saying? We're not experimenting. I'll give him a few more money to play with. But Mo, ultimately, you're right. He's going to stay wherever. We are definitely. Arteta is going nowhere, mate. Arteta is going nowhere. Lee Gunner and Northside and all that, they want him gone. He isn't going to go. I keep saying this is where me, Lee, and Northside do disagree. I'll put a lot more blame on the Cronkies than them. They say it's not the Cronkies, they're giving him the money, it's him what he's spending it on. But they're giving the money to people, so they have to be accountable for what they're spending it on. So for me, it's the Cronkies going, hang on a minute, I've given you £600 million and you've got me third and you're out of all the trophies again. Goodbye. I'm giving that £600 million to a Carlo Ancelotti, to a Hansi Flick, to a Diego Simeone, who has a CV that says win. So that's where I'm at, man. A CV that says win is better than a dog that says win, by the way. That's what
Dan, the question to you then, you haven't answered it. Do you see Arsenal winning? Okay, you don't see the future, but do you see Arsenal winning the game then?
No, I'm gonna go round and do predictions, but I'm gonna go 2-2. I don't think we'll win this game, and I kind of with you. I think that we're going to be out of the title race this weekend. Personally, I never thought we were going to win the league, by the way, but I thought we'd be in a title race, and I think it could be really, really tough.
Towards the end, you thought you're going to take it to the wire with them, but
yeah, I was hoping. And listen, we could. Who knows, right? It's February. You know what I'm saying? It's not April, but I do feel like we've got another potential blip in us, man. Roms, I know you've not got long left, man. Listen, your thoughts on Liverpool now that Klopp is leaving, and what do you think will happen in this game? Because for me, I feel now we saw the rallying the troops, I think is the term you call it, for Klopp leaving. I really do feel that will happen now with Liverpool. I think you're going to win at least 2 trophies this season. Carabao Cup and Europa League would be my 2 that I'd go with.
That's
could be even more.
Yeah.
But this game for Liverpool is massive as well, man. It's not just all on Arsenal.
It is because there's this narrative of our fan base. A draw would be fine. No. The thing is, when we've lost to Man City and title races in past years, it's not been because of losses. It's been because of draws. And for me, some people saying the pressure's more on Arsenal. This is a must-win game for us as well, because let's say we draw this game to you, lose or draw this game. Let's say we draw this game to you, right? City are most likely going to be, there's no certainties, but they're most likely going to beat Brentford. I think I can't remember who their game in hand. Yes, Brentford again at the Etihad. So they've got Brentford twice within a month, right? Let's say we draw to Arsenal, and let's say in hindsight we carry on winning games. That game against City, if they were to win their game in hand, they're level on points with us. And going into the game at Anfield, it's literally goal difference that would separate us. So for me, I'm not buying this. A draw would be enough. A point at the Emirates is good. Yeah, in other season, yes, but in a title race, no. So for me, we must win this game. I do think we'll win this game, but it's a must win. I just think there's a key to this game, to the FA Cup game, right? Is 2 absentees we didn't have in Van Dijk and Szoboszlai. Say what you want about Szoboszlai going forward. Yes, he's been underwhelming this season. He started off the season well, but for the majority of the part before the injury, he's been very underwhelming. I have to admit that. But what he does defensively for us is massive. He's the reason why Trent can also go forward and start overlapping, because he's kind of taken on under that Hendo role in covering the right back, but with more technique, with more ability. And he was missing in the FA Cup game, and we didn't have a Van Dijk. So them 2 coming back, I think is massive for us. And I just feel this is going to be one of them games, Pots, where possession will probably be 60-40 to Arsenal, sideways passing, trying to carve us open. I actually believe you score first, but then we'll just grow and grow as the game progresses. I think the squad will be galvanized, and I think we come away from this game with a 2-1 win. I just think we won't need that many chances to. I don't think we're going to need a high volume of chances to score a lot, where you're going to need 9, 10, 11 chances just to even score one, in my opinion, because I just don't have faith in your attacking line at all. I think even if Nunes doesn't start, right, because apparently he was injured, but then I'm seeing him training today. So let's say he didn't even start, and we start with a Diaz, Gakpo, and a Jota. I just think we need around 3-4 chances to score 2 goals. And I think we don't have to score more than 2, because I don't think you'll score more than 1. And I just think you'll have more of the ball. And there's this notion that if you have more of the ball, you're the better team. No, if you implement the way you want to play, and let's say it's quite pragmatic, but you come away with the result you wanted, not to say we're going to be fully pragmatic, but I do believe we're going to let you have the ball more. You have to come to us. I feel like you're going to bring on the game more to us. And we're just going to be defensively resolute. And I think we'll do enough to win the game 2-1. Honestly, I'm so confident about this game. I know some people are saying draws, respect Arsenal's at the Emirates. I do respect Arsenal with my prediction. If I didn't, I'll be saying a 4-1. I'll be saying a 5-1. I'm not saying that at all. I just think we'll have enough to edge this 2-1, man. And yeah, we right now our forwards, because Mo's right. From about the City game, and from about the City game when we drew 1-1, and about 4 weeks after that, it was Trent, the McAllisters, the Van Dijks that was saving us. Our front line was misfiring for the best part of 4 or 5 weeks, but they've regained that form now. And I was even worried. I'm like, you know what? As much as we're winning games, I need to see the front line scoring again, and they are, every single one of them. So apart from Nunes, but he's contributing in the other way. So yeah, I think we've got enough now, and I can see us nicking this 2-1, man. See us nicking this.
I can see why you're optimistic, bro. Already can. Let's do some score predictions quick. I've gone 2-2. Mo, you went for a draw as well, brother. What did you go for?
1-1.
You think 1-1. Lewis, what you saying?
2-1 Liverpool.
I mean, they got too much, yeah?
Yeah. I think Arsenal could
fucking hate
score
Arsenal,
consolation. I think Liverpool dominate the first half, though.
Lewis, let's be honest. That prediction, it was like 90%
emotional,
yeah.
10% objective.
No, you know, I don't have a lot of faith in Arsenal in general, but no, Liverpool, especially with the game on the game at Anfield. Like, of course, I gotta have Liverpool down to win. So yeah, 2-1 Liverpool.
Interesting, man. Very interesting. Listen, guys, always a pleasure, man. Always a pleasure having you guys on and talking all things football, I must say. Lewis, make sure you shout out what you got up coming up, man, and make sure you head over to Lewis's channel, and big up for coming on again, bro.
Yeah, big up. Great to be on. We'll be back on Sunday, I think. I'm going to be doing the Chelsea Wolves watch along, skipping another game until Poch is sacked. And yeah, let's hope we win. Up the Chelsea.
Big up, Lewis, man. Always a pleasure having you on, my bro. Judge Mo, what you got coming up, man? You're pretty much active every bloody night, mate. Same as us. So what you got coming up, man?
Footy Judge Mo. I don't know if I'm doing a show tonight, talking about again everything that is happening. To be honest, had a great show this morning with Northside, Staffy, and Will. It was a fantastic show. If you want to check it out, but people, appreciate you, Dan, for having us here. Absolutely brilliant show with Lewis and
come on, man. You're always welcome, bro. You know that, mate. And make sure you go over to Footage Judge Mo as well, who's climbing up towards 15, 20K at this rate, man. He's mad. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Great to see, man. And Roms, likewise, bruv. What you got coming up?
Yeah, I've literally got a stream now on Sarge's channel, Liverpool Arsenal preview. It's called the Football Corner 97. So if you want to check out what I'm doing, go over there. But other than that, yeah, nothing after that today. So that's where I'll be. Big up Mo, big up Lewis, big up Potts, big up everyone in the chat. And yeah, have a good weekend, man.
Yeah, likewise, man. Listen, guys, thanks so much for being with us. Thanks to all my guests. Thanks to all of you guys in the chat. Big up all of yourselves. Make sure that you smash the like button. Come follow all these guys. Do exactly the same thing. And our next target is 20K. So please make sure you subscribe. It's absolutely free. Hit the subscribe button and get us close to 20K as a community. Big up to everyone. Take it easy. Have a great weekend. We're back soon. Peace.